Hi everyone, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just giving my own little personal review of 2021, the highlights and the lowlights and my journey as a YouTuber, whatever that means. So first of all, I've only really counted being a YouTuber or a creator, whatever you want to call it, for the past year. I did start in 2020 when the first lockdown happened, just because I wanted to share recipes with my friends and family. And I started doing that on Facebook, except for Facebook is not great for cataloging your videos. So I decided to put them on YouTube, which I knew about, hadn't really done a lot with before. And I never counted myself as a YouTuber, I just thought it was a convenient place to put videos on. So when anybody asks me about Chow with Lao and YouTube in general, I always say, and this is the truth, I'm an accidental YouTuber. It never meant to happen. And in fact, if I'd started out with the goal of becoming a YouTuber, quote unquote, I think I wouldn't be stood in front of you right now, because those goals are really difficult to hit. Getting monetized, getting 1,000 subscribers was such a distant dot in the horizon. I think I would have lost faith, and I don't think I would be stood in front of you talking about it now. The reason why I am is because I never set out with any of these goals. I was just putting videos up for something to do during lockdown, and also because people used to ask me about my recipes on Facebook, so I was putting them on Facebook, getting lost on Facebook, putting them on YouTube where they could be properly catalogued and people could find them. And when 10 people were watching my videos, I knew those 10 people were there because they'd requested and they wanted to see these videos and recipes. So that meant a lot to me. So this time last year, when I had about 200 odd subscribers, I could see it was climbing, and I hadn't put a video up since August, which is why I always consider my YouTube career to have started in 2021, because that's when I actually started to think about it, to try, if you like. And then I started putting videos up in February and continuing with that. With some study, I was doing some research, ironically, on YouTube, about YouTube, to see how to do this better, how to make it work better for my viewers, and how to get more viewers, basically. Curiosity got the better of me, because I thought, well, even though it's a distant goal, if I wasn't posting videos and I was getting more subscribers, what happens if I actually consistently put some videos out there with some proper thought behind them, and maybe that 1,000 subscribers would come into view at some point? So the magic milestone of 1,000 subscribers happened in May. Hooray for me! And nothing really changed. Well, not immediately anyway. So technically I had joined the YouTube partner program, which means that I was technically monetized and therefore able to earn money off YouTube advertising revenue. But did I become a YouTube sensation and a multi-millionaire overnight? No, I did not. However, things did start to change. Now, no video that I've watched about YouTube or creator educator that I've watched and followed over the past year or so has ever been able to explain exactly how the YouTube algorithm works, right? So it's all a little bit of a black art and a bit of a mystery. So I didn't expect miracles. Miracles didn't happen, but something did, because all my figures in my analytics started to go up. So at this angle before 1,000 subscribers, and then suddenly it was like YouTube had flicked on the switch and said, yeah, we're going to expose you to more people now. And that has become a steady climb. So after hitting 1,000 subscribers in May, in October, I hit 4,000 subscribers, which for me is absolutely amazing. And I stand now in front of you with 4,702 subscribers, I believe, which is beyond anything that I had expected. If you had asked me this time last year, I would have said, yeah, sure, that's never going to happen. But it has. I don't know how it's happened, but it has. So when I talk to people who know I've got a YouTube channel, the first question they normally ask me is, what's it like being a YouTuber? Well, it has its high points and it has its low points. And I'm going to summarize it by giving you 3 of the worst things about YouTube I've discovered this year and 3 of the best things about YouTube I've discovered this year. Number 3, trolls. Honestly, I don't know where people find the time to go through other people's social media posts and videos just to put horrible, unnecessary, spiteful, sometimes disgusting comments on. I really can't fathom why anybody would do that. But in modern times, that's what happens, I guess. I tend to have a thick skin. I don't really care about it. I just tend to ignore them. I can't lie and say they don't sting a little bit sometimes. Sometimes they're just so stupid, you just kind of just move on. And to be honest, are you even a YouTuber? Are you even relevant if you don't have trolls? That's the way I see it. Before I had 1,000 subscribers, I had very few trolls. Now I have a few more, and that's okay. I have regulars, it's great. They keep commenting sort of random silly stuff on my videos. And I wonder who they are, why they keep watching my videos just to put comments like that on. But I guess each to their own. It doesn't bother me. I can't say it makes my life better, but I don't let it bother me. And like I said before, if people weren't watching me, I wouldn't get those comments. Low light number 2. YouTube is really, really hard work. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort and a lot of thought. You can't just churn out videos and just spit them out hoping that people are going to watch them and YouTube's going to like them and push you towards other viewers. On average, I produce 2 videos a week. I would like to do more. I would ideally like to do 3 or 4 videos a week. But consider this, every video I make takes between 2 and 3 hours to shoot. And that's notwithstanding the tidying up of the kitchen and the clearing up afterwards. That's another hour at least, right? And then setting up of lights and the setting up of cameras. So you're looking at, to shoot 2 videos, 4 to 6 hours per day. Okay, that's when I can fit in a day's shoot. Obviously, I have a job as well, and that means I can't always do this. So I have to just do it when I can, okay? Now that's not so bad because I fit it in with meal times if I can. So everybody gets fed after I've made the food, but it takes a long time. It also takes a long time to edit, probably longer actually, because each video, when it comes to editing and then optimizing for YouTube and doing all the SEOs and all the little bits you got to do, because YouTube keeps piling that on to make it more searchable, to make it more discoverable. Each video probably takes 4 hours from loading up on the computer to publishing it on YouTube. Takes around 4 hours. So that's a long time. So low light number 1 is split into 2 bits for me. The first bit is I'm crafting and creating these videos to the best of my ability. And I'm creating some dishes which I think, wow, you've got to try. I mean, genuinely, you've got to try this. Everything I do, everything I create is food that I love. So I really want you guys to like it too, because I want to share these experiences with you. Because during the whole pandemic thing, we've been so apart. It's just nice to have a similar shared experience. And when people comment back and say they love it, that is absolutely superb, especially when they've actually made it. And some people sent me pictures, right? But I'll do a dish sometimes and I think, wow, this is like the best thing literally since sliced bread. And then literally 50 people watch it in the whole world, right? And you think, you put all that effort, not just the effort though, it's because you think it, because I think it's a great recipe and then nobody watches it. That's quite soul destroying. I think the best or worst example of this is my crispy noodles dish. Please check it out after you've watched this video, because I absolutely love this dish. It's something that I'm really kind of proud of, because even though technically there's a lot of steps to it, I think I've shown it in a really easy to understand way. So I was hoping that people would go and go, oh my gosh, this is an amazing dish that normally you would only find in restaurants, because it is technically, on the outside anyway, difficult to do. And it has got lots of steps, but it can be done. And I think I've shown how to do it really well. But not many people watched it. So when that came back as like, yeah, nobody cares, that's kind of soul destroying. This is kind of funny, and yet for me it's really sad, okay? When I put a video out there, there's an analytic called audience retention, and that shows you when people stop watching your video, okay? And the goal of a YouTuber, the kind of holy grail, is to get people looking at 100% of your videos. So if you watched all of this video, it's 100%. So what we all want is for everybody to look at the video for all the way through from beginning to end, right? So looking at my retention graph, it shows me that people were leaving within the first 20 seconds of the video, basically when they see my face and I start talking, which that does kind of sting a bit, probably more than the trolling, because it's like, oh, people are kind of, oh, okay, yeah, bye. And they move on, and that can be a little bit painful. But I think what's happened is I've learned to kind of shorten my intros a little bit more so I don't waffle so much, and people stay on for longer. It seems to be working. It's not perfect, but then again, apparently if you look at other people's graphs, they do exactly the same thing. It's just that when I first started looking at my graphs, they were so steep. It was ridiculous. I've actually made a couple of videos where you don't see my face, you don't even hear my voice, you just see my hands doing stuff, and the retention on those is a lot higher. So, well, you know, you can't please everybody, can you? I'll try not to cry. I guess with me, I'm trying to bring my own personality into my videos, because I feel that people connect with you, they stay longer, and they stay and come watch other videos, even if it's not just for the cooking. Maybe it's just because they kind of like me, which would be nice. So a lot of people, though, they just want the information. They just want to be shown how to do something, and that is equally as important, I guess. And well, even more so, because people want to do a recipe, they don't want to hear me waffling all the time, they just want to get on with it. I get that, and that has room on YouTube, and I will make a few videos like that. But to be fair, I enjoy talking to you guys, I enjoy talking to the camera, so I'm still going to make videos like this and let it roll, because if I don't do that, then I think I'll lose my love of making these videos, because the whole point is I'm communicating, giving you a piece of myself, and showing you a little bit of my world and how I feel and why I do things, and that's really important to me. Right, on to the good stuff, the highlight. So, highlight number 3 is hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark, joining the YPP, getting monetized. Now, that's not to say I ever harboured dreams of becoming a multimillionaire. That is still a distant proposition. That doesn't mean that I don't want to do that, of course, but it's not something I'm relying on. Just going through that barrier hasn't made me a multimillionaire. It's paying for itself. It allows me to buy more ingredients, and hopefully it's going to allow me to invest in more equipment and more time to be able to do this. Like I said before, I want to really churn out 3 to 4 videos a week, because that's, I think, is where I could probably accelerate the growth of the channel again, and just do more. And I want to do more, it's just time and money constraints, of course. So yes, that has been a big plus, and something, mostly because I set a target and I hit it. My next target is 10,000 subscribers, which I want to hit by May in 2022. We'll see. I've put it on record now. Let's see if I hit that. Highlight number 2. My YouTube journey has reignited my love and passion for food. I think partly because I'm talking to you guys and people are telling me what it means to them, it turns it back on me. And also when I come up with a recipe, it always brings back something, because it's connected to a time, a place, a moment that takes me back to my childhood or the past or a relative or whatever. And that, it's like music, it's like a song, it's like a film, it's like a smell. Sometimes these things can take you back in time to a moment, a place, something really important. The biggest highlight of this is when I did my king prawns and tomato recipe, because that was something I always associated with my grandfather. Every special occasion like Christmas or New Year, we'd be in his restaurant and I'd sit next to him, and I can remember his king prawns and tomatoes, which he always made, and he knew it was my favourite, so he always put it near us. And there was always king prawn with a shell on, and this really nice, rich tomatoey sauce and sweet. And I just remember covering my face with the juice of it, trying to eat it and really enjoying it. There are photographs of me, massive grin on my face, sat next to my granddad. And that brings back memories that, you know, other things haven't. It's really massive to me. And I see this happening to you guys, and people talk to me about their own experiences and their moments, and that really, really connects us all. And for me, that's possibly the biggest driving force for which recipes I tend to pick, because everything has a memory attached to it mostly. A lot of the recipes that I give you are from my own experiences. There's things, obviously, I do because I know that people want to know how to cook them, but there's a lot of recipes there, which I often talk about, which means something to me, and hopefully means something to you, or will mean something to you. And that is massive, it's huge, and that's why it's my highlight number 2. What is the number 1 highlight of my 2021 YouTube year? It's you guys. Honestly, without any baloney, it's you guys. When I started this channel, I never expected to reach anybody outside my own circle. So when I look at my analytics and I've got people from the US watching, Australia, Canada, the Philippines, Chile, all over Europe, it really blows my mind. I couldn't have dreamed this in a million years. I really couldn't. This is just amazing. And when people comment and tell me that they've cooked a lemon chicken for their family and their family loves it, that's, you know, that's more reward than money. Honestly, it is. It really is, because that's something that somebody has told me without any, you know, without any provocation from me. They've just been moved enough to do that. And that in itself is a massive, massive reward. Because if nobody's watching my videos, then it's a waste of time. If nobody's making use of my recipes, it's a waste of time. And finally, and the whole point of this video, is for me to give you a huge, massive, heartfelt thank you. Because without you, there is no Chow with Lau. There are no videos. There is none of this. The only reason why I'm doing this is because of you. And for all the support that you've been giving me throughout the last year or so. I literally can't thank you enough. And I'm going to keep making videos as long as you want me to make videos. And that's my promise to you. So I'm going to wish you all a happy, healthy, prosperous new year. And don't forget, get those woks ready.